There is big news out of the special session in Austin. In a revolt against Republican-backed voting bills, House Democrats have walked out again, like they did in the regular session. But this time they left the state. They are flying to D.C. WFAA's senior political reporter Jason Whiteley is with us. So Jason, you reported on rumblings about this last week, so no real surprise. But what can they actually accomplish by leaving the state?
They can get the news cycle out of this. They can get all the attention out of this. That's the whole point of going. They're not going to stop the Republicans in Texas from passing this. Their whole point for going to D.C. is to try and convince Congress to finally do something, trying to convince them in the Senate, the U.S. Senate, Joe Manchin, the senator from West Virginia, to actually help break the filibuster and actually pass some overarching laws that would stop states like Texas, Republicans in states like Texas, from passing these changes to state voting laws.
They're looking to Congress to do more because they're saying we can't do this alone down in the State House. I know we've got some video of the long lines. I mean, there were Texans waiting in line for hours in order to try to testify in front of the conference committees that were meeting this weekend, or rather the committees that were meeting this weekend. That's clearly video of people voting.
People voting, right.
But this has really energized people all across the state and all across the country. How long do you think that they can hold out and actually stay in Washington, D.C. to try to prevent a vote?
That's a great question. I asked one of the state lawmakers on the plane this afternoon, how long will you guys go? Because it's another year and a half, 17 more months until the next legislative session. He says we will be there as long as necessary. At the end of the day, they're going to have to figure out how long to actually do this. The last time this happened was in 2003. It was Senate Democrats that decided to go to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and they were protesting that time redistricting. This is a little different. They lasted, 53 days, I believe, over there. Will this last that long? Who knows? But they will definitely get the attention they want, and the main attention they want is to try to get Congress to do something.
Who's going to pay for this?
It's a great question. It's not going to be taxpayers. This is all on their own dime. It will either come from their own personal accounts or from their campaign accounts.
We also have a couple of tweets that have been put out this afternoon by some of the House Democrats who have walked out. They clearly are showing they are a united force. Will Senate Democrats follow suit, and will they flee and go to D.C. as well?
Senate Democrats don't have to, simply because House Democrats are. So if there's one chamber that's not physically working, the entire system doesn't work. So the Senate can stay in session, but they can't actually do anything. They can pass their bill over there, but the bill they pass will not go to the House.
Yep.
So if the House is gone, it means the Senate is moot essentially anyways.
Governor Greg Abbott certainly criticizing. I know he released a statement this afternoon, and he is saying basically that this is hurtful for all Texans, that they can't move forward with important business. Yeah,
here's what he says. The Democrats must put aside partisan political games and get back to the job they were elected to do. Their constituents, the governor said, must not be denied these important resources simply because their elected representative refused to show up to work. Now, of course, Democrats would say the partisan political games here are these Republican changes to voting laws. So what you have is a stalemate. Republicans and Democrats who are at odds with what should happen here, but at the end of the day, the Republicans have the numbers, the Democrats do not. That's why the Democrats decided to board 2 planes this afternoon that left out of Austin's Bergstrom Airport, and they are on their way as we speak to Washington, D.C. to try to rattle cages up there.
And Austin's at a standstill until something happens.
It's essentially on pause. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow morning.
All right. Jason, great insight. Thank you so much.